Leo, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading for June, the month of June. Overall energies, karmic path on your relationship side, karmic path on your material side. Week 1, 2, 3 and 4. Simple as that. How the universe influences this karmic path, how the past lives influences karmic path, how your guides are egging you on, and the overall outcome. Sort of do a double sort of reading in a way. So we're going to be just we're just going to be pulling out an Astroflower. We also done the collective reading as well, which is all about love and healing and stuff like that, and the whole new cycle that we're going into. Let's see how it plays out in your reading for this month. Wheel of Fortune, nice. Sorry, by the way, I'm not at the dolmen, which I was doing the collective reading at. Unfortunately, you might well see it is a bit windy, far too windy in order to do it up there. We're well exposed on the coastal path. Absolutely beautiful place though. So the overall energy here for you is this Wheel of Fortune. I'm not sure that actually this is like building into you like a change of fortune, because I think you've been riding high, Leo, looking at your thing. I think this is basically here is the overall energy is in spin. It's sort of saying it's now time to sort of clarify what you want and what you want to, you know, what you want to live, what you want to, you know, what fortune to choose, basically. That's what it feels to me like more than anything else. It's as if like you should be in the center of like you know, things that are going on around you this month. And it's, you know, if we're looking at the Astroflower and the rhythms of the Astroflower, the month of June, you know, you're coming into the 2 months before your birthday season, and it's a time that we often sort of clarify what we've been doing in the last year, what we want to do in the future year, and things like that. And I think this is maybe this month here is a real sort of like clarification moment for you more than anything else. Let's just see what you're going on your karmic path for your relationship. You're the 10 of Pentacles. That's amazing. Abundance. And I do believe within your relationships you do have abundance. You have this capacity at the moment to be very resourceful and resourceful for your relationships that are around you. Whatever is needed, you seem to have it. I've seen that in your readings in the past, and it's going to bring a lot of sort of well, you know, a good amount of sort of respect towards you more than anything else within your life. And maybe it's a case that there is another thing here that's sort of digging in there as well, which is about sort of digging deep. You know, sometimes you're going to have to dig deep for your resources within your relationships, and I think you have that capacity. You have that capacity as well to sort of like bring the best to your relationships. So in the first week, it's a case of fair exchange. 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles, this is a very particular sort of thing. You know, those 3 pentacles there at the top, he's keeping, the person's keeping for themselves. They're giving 2 pentacles to this side and 1 pentacle to the other. And it's, that fair exchange is first things first, it starts with yourself, making sure that you are okay, then everybody else can be okay, rather than kind of going, when everyone's okay, I'm okay. Because that doesn't work. You know, 7 billion people on this planet, it's not going to work. So it's best to do things that are possible rather than to try and do things that are impossible. So in this first week, you've got to make sure you're okay, and then basically invest in those relationships that you feel that is worthy for you, in accordance to you within your life. I think that's really important. Okay, so in this first week, it's going to be, it's a sorting out the chaff from the wheat, really, sort of scenario. And when you do this, and when you have this fair exchange, you're going to be freed up in order to sort of enjoy the interactions with the people that are around you. And this could be family, friends, community, and stuff like that. The second week, there is a certain degree of celebration. It's almost as if like you're bringing your cup to the party, because you've looked after yourself the previous week. And in the second week of June, within regards to your relationships, you know, you are in a good place where you can contribute to the well-being or happiness, I would say, with the relationships that are around you, and then what you are connected with, and what you've chosen to invest your time and effort into, basically. In the third week, you have the Four of Cups. Oh, right, so it's a very progressive sort of thing going on here. It's realizing on the fourth week, it's you can't do everything. And this is probably the week that you're going to have to dig deep. And when you do dig deep, you're going to find that extra cup that is available within you. And I think it stems from that fair exchange of how you make sure you're okay at the beginning of the month. And when you dig deep, then you're going to be finding those sort of like those passions or those heart's desires within your life that you can connect with other people. Yeah, you won't, as I said, you may not be able to connect with every single person. And you may feel like in the third week that, oh, I've been spending a lot of time with these people and I haven't spent a lot of time with the other people. That lesson of that Six of Pentacles should be learnt for you. You should know fair exchange starts with you. And I think this is a case here of realizing that it's a bit of you time more than anything. That's what I think. I think this is where in the third week you're going to start realizing this, that you also need to recharge your battery because you're in your autumn period. So it's a very relaxing healing week, I think, for you more than anything else. With the general sort of outcome, or the fourth week, you get the Ace of Wands. And when you regroup like this in the third week, it's going to give you that sort of resources that are deep inside you in order to head towards something new, very passionate within you by the looks of things, that's going to come out within your relationships. And this is where I think your resources, this Ten of Pentacles, is going to come to the surface. And it's going to open the opportunities or open the possibilities of connecting with people, which is going to change your fortunes in regards to relationships for you. No one's had like Lovers, Two of Cups and stuff like that. No one's had that at the moment within the relationship side. And I do believe this starting of this new cycle, which we saw in the collective reading, is we're starting it individually. But as we start it individually, it creates the collective, as it were. And this is where by the end of the month, you're starting this journey and you're really getting into passions that concern you. And because then when you're concerned about the passions within you, you can combine it with the people that are around you that are also passionate about the similar sort of things. So it's a learning curve, transitional week, transitional month, sorry. So it's moving from a state of realizing we're going into a new cycle to actually being physically involved in that new cycle. And it's, you know, and I've noticed it with everybody, there is a case of, it seems to be a stop-start sort of week. Just take the pressure off you, because eventually your passions will come to the surface. On your material side, you get the Hermit as a karmic message. So this is about learning about your heart's desires or what you wish to obtain in your material world. Your job, your career path, your business, your projects and stuff like that. Your karmic message this month here is to go on that journey of discovery about you. Discovering what sort of things you would like to live in your career path in the coming year after your birthday. It's also working out what didn't work for you in the last year. Because that's the other side of the Hermit. The Hermit has gone round the mountain, and you can look at the mountain as obstacles as much as objectives, sort of goals and achievements. And he's gone to the top of the mountain, and in order to get to the top of the mountain, he's got to go on the dark side as well, the shadow side of himself, in order to get to the top of the mountain. So the Hermit knows a lot about himself. And when he gets to the top, that's when he can pluck that star out of the sky and put it in his lantern, so it can be the guiding star for him going forward. And I think this is a good month to do that work on yourself, to work out what you want in the coming year, because it is the foundation, it is the seed of success within you. In the first week, you have, and this is how the universe is influencing you, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is defending your position. Is it conflictual? Yeah, it could be for some of you that you might have a little bit of pressure on your career path or pressure on your business, and you've got to really, defend that position. That's a very definite possibility for some of you. But also, it's a case of, I think it's a self-examination as well, as sort of saying, what should I really be defending out of this? If I want to progress in my path, do I need to hold tight where I am? Probably not. You probably need to expand even further. But I think it's being clear about defending maybe the your rightful place, because the Seven of Swords is backed by the Six of Swords. He's holding that passion, that Ace of Swords. It's not swords, it's wands. Ace of Wands, sorry. He's holding that Ace of Wands, that one wand, that passion, out with the old and in with the new. And that's why, and the Six of Wands is all about sort of recognition, success, taking your rightful place in life. It's also, drawing attention to yourself and stuff like that. That's what you're doing. You're defending that, your past, as it were, and opening the future, your coming year. So that's what is happening in the first week. It's almost defending your situation of where you are and the fact that you deserve to go even further. After that, you get the Page of Wands. Pentacles and Cups over this side, Wands over this side by the looks of things. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is clearing the path for the Knight of Wands, which comes through at a very fast pace. And it's opening that pathway with its passions. It's exploring what things make you tick. It is that one there that almost, as I say, I think this first week here is sort of saying, I think your defense is kind of going, look what I've done, and judge me on what I've done. Page of Wands is, now I am going forward, and I'm going to explore those passions that, in my life, in regards to my material wealth. And the second week here, you are starting to explore those sort of passions within you as you go forward. Then you get the Two of Pentacles, concentrating on one aspect of a time. As you filter through your passions, as you start realizing the sort of career path that you want to be doing, or how you want to take your business on, or how you want to build your projects within your life. And the Two of Pentacles is about that. It's about concentrating on one thing at a time, having a clear balance between work and play as well within your life, and realizing a few things about yourself as well. This is a moment where you can choose your fortunate path going forward in this month. At the end of it, you get the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is that potential fruit that you have cultivated over your past year, and it brings you into connection with everything that is around you, not just on the financial aspect, but also on the respect aspect, but also within harmony, within the rhythm of life as well. And it brings a lot of possibilities, basically, with the Nine of Pentacles. It's through this organization that you've got at the beginning part of the month and building a lot of clarity within you. I think by the end of the month, you will know that fortunate path that you should take, and you can step off the wheel of fortune and start heading towards where you should be going. Okay, let's just get a bit of clarity out of this with the Light Seers cards. So on your relationships, you got the Five of Swords. Yeah, I think this fair exchange here is what you're investing your time and money, or your effort, your love, your emotions into the relationships around you, will take you away, and it should take you away from conflicts. They're not worth winning. They're not worth getting involved in as well. And this is one of your resources, I think, is your ability to sort of allow people to kind of just go, yeah, you won, no problem, I'm off. And you're heading off in the direction, and they'll celebrate for 2 or 3 minutes, and then they kind of go, what shall I do now? Who shall I annoy? That sort of scenario, and you're going to be in a much better place because you've no longer got that headache around you. With the Ten of Pentacles, you get the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, very much like the Page of Wands, is opening that pathway for you. And the Page of Pentacles is opening it up through growth, through personal growth. And I think this is where your resources are coming from within your relationships. The Page of Pentacles is understanding that whole sort of life cycle of reinvesting in oneself. So I've planted all my wheat up in my field, I've harvested it, and I've kept a certain amount of wheat in order to plant for next year, but I've got a load of wheat that's left in order to make bread or make flour, whatever. And that Page of Pentacles is understanding that. It also brings in a lot of chance or luck into your life, I think, in regards to relationships. And that could well be that sort of Wheel of Fortune factor. Here we go again with another page. We've got the Page of Wands. Got the Page of Wands twice up now, which is very much you, Leo. You're a very passionate person about life, generally, Leos. And, you have really good convictions within your life, which are really good. It helps to build a lot within the world, and it helps you to also, involve your passions with the world around you. And this fair exchange here, this Six of Pentacles, is knowing how to, knowing what relationships make you feel passionate about life. I think that's the sort of thing that you should be following. And with the Three of Cups, you get the Ace of Wands. So you got 2 aces now out on this side here. You got 2 pages on this side here. It's all about a new learning curve for you by the looks of things. With the Ace of Swords, it's in the 2nd week, and this is also to do with your past as well. I think your past is sort of like giving you the clarity of vision that you've had over this past year, and to celebrate with the people that you estimate are your the people that you appreciate around you. And it also makes you feel like that you're winning just knowing where you're going. That's what it seems like with that. You've got this. That's the victory, I think, that the Ace of Swords brings you. And it brings it in the sense of very sociable time. So when you're with someone, or with a group of people, you're really with a group of people. Okay? With the Four of Cups, you get the King of Wands. King of Wands is totally you. You've conquered your self-doubt. You're standing in your power. You're very courageous as you go forward. You might, I think this is refinding, as I said in the 4th week here, I think this is where you refind that resources that is true to you, and you rediscover that passion that is within you for these relationships. And you know, although you've had really good connections the week before, I think this is also, it might sort of a case of where it's a bit of me time maybe in the 3rd week, in order to give you a bit of more sort of clarity, a bit of healing to yourself. And with that, then you can, you know, go forward and like with the attitude of out with the old and in with the new. With the Ace of Wands, you get the Two of Pentacles, concentrating on your one thing at a time, concentrating on each passion that you should be discovering, with this sort of like Six of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. All of a sudden, if you start concentrating on the passions that get you going, that get your juices going, as it were, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself connecting with the other people that are around you, within the relationships that are around you, that is also driven by similar sort of passions, and it's going to give you quality time, I think, with people that are around you. Yeah, quality time, quality passionate time with the people that are around you. And that could be your partner as much as your family, your friends, and your community. Let's see what's going on your material side of life. Wow, you get, with the Wheel of Fortune here, you get the Death and Rebirth for your financial side, for your material side of life. And that could be the Death and Rebirth, starting of a new journey, which sort of personifies in a way the Hermit card, because he's either gone on a journey and therefore he's got to a certain stage and he's going into a new episode in his life, or you're going on that journey of a hermit. I think it's more of a journey of a hermit. You're going on that journey, and that's what that Death and Rebirth is all about. Let's see what's going on with that Hermit card. You've got the Magician here, so learning a lot about yourself will enable you to sort of manifest your future of what you so desire. This groundwork has to be done, and a magician does the groundwork. Usually a magician is using, he's got various things around him, you know, between plants, crystals, potions, and that sort of thing. But it's also got that input of energy, that intuition, that sort of that combining of many different aspects of life in order to manifest what he so desires in life. And this is what you're doing with that Hermit, using this month like a hermit to understand a lot of things about yourself, is going to help you to manifest what you so desire in the future. Seven of Wands, you've got the Eight of Cups. Walking away from something, walking towards something which is so much better. And I think this is what I was saying about, you know, what I've done in the past. Judge me by what I've done in the past. I'm going to be heading off and going and opening up my passions and exploring new avenues in my life. And I think that ties in with the Eight of Cups here. I don't think you need to defend your position here. I think you just need to follow it on and leave the backbiters and the people that are trying to bring you down, just leave them to sort of like, you know, to their own sort of worries, as it were, you know. And I think that's really important for you at the moment. Continue on to the sunshine of where you should be going. With the Page of Wands, you get the Chariot card. So everything moving on really quickly. This seems to be a pivotal point, the second week of June coming in here. And this may tie into the Death and Rebirth and the Wheel of Fortune as well. Exploring your passions, as I said, with the Page of Wands. It's all of a sudden it's going to bring you back to a harmonious place that is within you, the yin and the yang. A little bit like the Two of Pentacles there. But it's going to come in very quickly. It's going to sort of, it's almost like a moment realization within you. And with that realization within you, you're gonna really be able to sort of motor on in the planning of your coming year. The Two of Pentacles, you get the King of Pentacles. Yeah, King of Pentacles is all about learning. It's basically it's academic learning, basically, but it's also learning because it puts you in a position of power or assurance, reassurance, authority, and it is authority not just with yourself but with a group. So this could be within your business and your job and your projects. It could be within the company that you're working for. It could also be within your business of who your business is sort of connecting with, a growth in your business through an understanding of how things work. And it's also a way of it, because it's books and learning and studious. It's treating one thing after another. You can't read more than one book at the very same time. Yes, you can read more than one book over a period of a week, but at the same time, you've got to concentrate on what you're doing in the moment you're doing it. And I think that sort of reiterates that. With the Knight of the Nine of Pentacles, you get the World card. So this was the overall energy for the month of June for the collective. And as I said, I think it's where you get to the point where you realise all that fruit of what you've done in the past, all the stuff that you've done in the past, is bearing fruit now, and is also connecting you to everything. You're going to feel like you're connected to everything, and therefore the opportunities in life are going to become a lot more evident within your life. And as you connect with everything, and that could be with nature, that could be with money, that could be with the physical world, the administration world, all of that. When you sort of connect with it, I think it's going to make you realize that, yes, I understand a lot of things, the learning through the King of Pentacles, and with that learning, I can take my life onto another level. And that level will really kick in after your birthday. That's how it works within the Astroflower anyway. So I think this is a real preparing month for you, Leo. And the more you prepare, is it like forewarned and something like that? It's, preparation is a good idea. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to go perfectly, but I do believe there is a case to be said here on your financial sort of side, most certainly more than anything else, of making it obvious to you what the path, what needs to happen in order for you to get to what you want, basically. Okay, Leo. So there you go. Thank you very much for being with us. Don't forget, we did do the collective reading down at that dolmen as well. Beautiful reading it was. Thank you very much for being here, showing your support for this channel. I hope you got the best out of this reading. And you will have your weekly readings coming out this weekend. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.